Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have a very hype match for you. It is the semifinals match of the GSR No I Am Wrong Warp Legacy Tournament. It's Cruxer, the number 9 seed, versus Bonooru, the number 2 seed, and it should be very exciting today. And today I am joined by Mubsy on commentary. And how you doing today, Mubsy?
Oh, I'm doing just splendid. Thanks for asking.
Okay, and I will actually be joining you for this initial cutscene, unlike normally.
Yep, and it's going to be just me for commentary after that, so it should be plenty of fun.
And should be starting very shortly. Looks like about 15 seconds. Well. Oh, and Fizzy Pop, thank you very much for your subscription. Currently at 4 months. It looks like we're off.
Yep, both runners are on VC, so about 3 minutes of unskippable cutscenes at the beginning here. And it's a pretty hype matchup. Both runners PBs, even though they were ranked going into the tournament much differently. Cruxer got his PB a lot lower, so they're only about 33 seconds apart, because Cruxer now is 5th. So Cruxer and Bonooru, like either one of them could win the match.
About how long is this initial cutscene, Mubsy?
There's about 3 minutes total, with around like the 250 mark you gain control, but then you get more cutscenes, so, and you only gain control for like a second, so we normally don't bother counting that time.
Oh, and how many matches are there going to be after this one is over?
So after this, there's going to be 2 or 3 matches left, depending on who wins what. The winner of this will be going on to Grand Finals, and the loser is going to be going to face CMA down in the Losers Finals. And then the winner of that will move on to Grand Finals against the winner of this match.
And also, in your opinion, who is there anyone that you would favor? Would you favor Cruxer over Bonooru or vice versa today?
Cruxer was my dark horse going into it, so I got to stick with him, but I mean, he's looking like he could really take this. He's been playing super consistent every single game, so it's really hard to say for sure, but I mean, I gotta stick with my gut and go for Cruxer. Yeah, so that's the little bit of movement I was talking about right there. We don't normally bother counting that. Both runners backwalking as it's faster, collecting rupees, and eventually going to be collecting the Kikiri sword. And then collecting some more rupees so they can buy a shield and get out of the Kikiri forest. And both runners opting to equip their sword there. This is kind of the standard place to equip it since you need it for everywhere out here. Looks like Marco's having a little bit of, or sorry, Bonooru's having a bit of trouble. Got my French people confused for a second there.
And also, as I've discovered in this tournament, even though someone looks like they're slightly ahead, things can switch around very easily.
Yeah, there's a lot of places in the run where you can lose minutes. It looks like a really good West escape from Cruxer.
Yeah, Cruxer seems to be doing really well today.
Yeah, he wasn't confident going into it, but Bonooru just opting for Pokey Escape instead. Eventually does get it there, but really good play from Cruxer so far.
Yeah, so this should be a really close match today.
Yeah, Cruxer's main thing was he was super consistent before. Hopefully that consistency is stuck with him. And his consistent times have all been really low, so but Bonooru's also been consistently quick as well. So I think the winner of this is going to need like a 117 or 118 or so to take it. And it's pretty possible whoever takes this is going to be the champion.
Mm-hmm.
Cruxer's just making his way by here. Just have to talk to this owl here. There's no good way to skip him. Actually, that's not true. There's a decent way to skip him, but it's pretty high risk, especially for a race.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you'll see either. Yeah, neither of the two racers went for it there. Basically, if you screw it up, then you're stuck waiting for Night Cycle to go into Kakariko, and it messes up Day-Night Cycle getting into Marketplace, so. Well, little whoopsie from Cruxer there, but not a big deal. Manages to get the West at the second try.
So does it still look like they're pretty close?
Yeah, they're probably like 10 seconds apart.
Okay. And would you like me just to keep you company the whole time today? As the tournament is coming to a close, I don't mind.
Yeah, if you'd like to stick around,
Yes,
then
absolutely. I would love to.
I can answer all your Zelda questions.
Yes, that I still have after doing almost 20 restreams for this tournament.
Yep, so really good Cuckoo ISG from both players. Can be quite difficult to get that consistently. I don't think Cruxer wanted to get hit that second time there, but as long as he goes quick, he should be able to beat the bubble. Oh, Cruxer went way too early and killed the bubble. That's a pretty massive time loss.
So what exactly does that affect when you kill the bubble?
It means that he doesn't have the bubble to hover off of anymore, so he's
Okay.
gonna need to reset his game.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, and respawn the bubble so that he can hover off of it and get Ocarina Dive, so that's gonna be a pretty massive time loss, probably close to 45 to a minute. Bonooru gets his bomb shoes, no issues from him there. Gets it round 2, so nothing too shabby there, but he is quite a little bit behind now. He can hopefully make that up somewhere else, but Bonner's not the type of person to really give a leg up on anyone, so it's going to be difficult.
No. However, there are still a lot of RNG things that can happen that can affect a run that a runner can't really doesn't really have any control over. Do you want to go over some of those?
Some of the run killers, or
Yes, run
not so much.
killers that like the runners can't really control. I know, like rock slide at the end.
Yeah, there's no real like killers of the run, but you can lose a couple minutes pretty easily in a lot of places. Pretty easily would be Shadow Temple, doing boat skip, and Shadow BK skip, and all the tricks there can be quite difficult. And if you fail, you can die, so that's obviously not good. Failing Spirit Hover in any way is a couple minutes lost. And getting Grok trolled by Board Warp can also just cost you a couple minutes, so they'd be run killers for like an actual run, because you probably wouldn't be able to PB anymore, but in a race you can still continue. So I didn't see if Bonooru is going for an owl skip or not.
Yeah,
Doesn't
sure.
look like it. Nope, he's just doing classic strats, not even a C-Mock, just playing it safe. Looks like Cruxer's going for owl skip.
And if
He
you
gets it.
okay. And how much of a time loss is it if you fail? I'll skip.
Just all the time you invest setting it up, basically. So, on average, like maybe 10 seconds, but it's not a massive time save.
Okay, that's good.
It's just quite hard to pull off.
So it's more like a swag strat than anything else.
Well, 10 seconds is still a pretty big deal to these runners. It looks like Bonooru got caught by guards, so that's going to give Cruxer some time to try to make a dent in this time.
And about how much of a lost time is it for failing guard skip?
It really depends, because it can depend on which guard catches you, so it's really just the amount of time you've invested going into guards, but it can be like over 30 seconds if things don't go well. That is some frame perfect side hops from Cruxer, I think, there. Oh, that was spooky. He almost didn't get the frame perfect side hop past
Mm-hmm.
the guard. So they're only like 10-15 seconds apart at most right now.
Okay. Okay, so very doable to catch up, do you think?
Yeah, yeah, with Bono getting caught by guards, that definitely made up for most of the time Cruxer lost to failing his first hover and bottom of the well, so good job by him to close the gap. We now have another about 3 minute long cutscene here.
Lots of button smashing going on.
Yep. This part's usually a part you can kind of just turn your brain off and mash your controller. But a lot of the time you'll forget to stop mashing during the parts where you don't need to mash. Yeah, looks like Cruxer is still mashing buttons, even though he's not in the cutscene that needs it.
And I forget how many more cutscenes are there that we'll be going through today.
Major ones would be Shadow cutscene, Spirit Temple cutscene, Master Sword cutscene, and Light Arrow cutscene, and then there's some of the boss cutscenes can get kind of lengthy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Particularly Ganon and Ganondorf. They've got pretty long, nasty cutscenes. Whereas, actually, Twin Roga also has a long cutscene before and after, so.
Speaking of Twin Rova, more commonly known as Troll Rova, that's also, isn't that also an area where you can also lose time depending on RNG?
Yeah, depending on when she wants to shoot at you, since you need to reflect 4 shots, it really comes down to just luck of the draw where she goes, and you can do some things to manipulate kind of where she goes, but sometimes you just get rotten luck, and she just does not cooperate. And even if you do everything right, and she looks like she should shoot, she just doesn't. So Bonooru just skipped the Zelda's Lullaby cutscene. Cruxer's about to do the same. So, oh, go ahead.
Oh, and does it look like they're still about the same amount apart, or has it gotten
Yeah, about
closer?
10-15 seconds, somewhere in there. There's really not much time that should have changed between the runners during the cutscene. So they're both using their rupees that they collected earlier to purchase a shield. It's just a little quicker than getting it as adult. Mainly because it auto-equips when you become an adult if you already have it, so you save a few seconds from that. But basically what I was saying before is that they skipped the Zelda's Lullaby cutscene, which would have been an extra like 2 minutes of cutscene, by lowering their health previously down to a half heart and then killing themselves while they entered the Zelda's Lullaby trigger. So it looks like Bonooru had a little bit of trouble but got his dot skip pretty well, and Cruxer no problem at all with the dot skip either, so. Very nice from both runners, still probably 10-15 seconds apart.
Yeah. Yep. This should be a very close match.
Yeah, it is possible that one of the runners just has something go wrong and tilts a bit, but Yeah, I think it's about 14 seconds from what I'm reading here, so. So those cutscenes I talked about, we got another one here, and it's about 4 minutes long. This one here is also unskippable, but does give a nice little bit of a break between child section and adult section so that you can have like a bit of downtime to refocus yourself.
Probably a good time to rehydrate.
It's always a great time to rehydrate, but yeah, it's also useful for reading chat and all those other little things like that. In the version called Better OOTs, it's usually called their Faster Quest, with all the cutscenes removed. I forget what I was gonna say there. Oh yeah, it's crazy how some of the streamers can like read that while playing the game with no cutscenes, because it's just a marvel that, they can keep up with consistent play, paying attention to the screen and keep up with chat, so I think that's pretty interesting stuff here. But most runners like me need this cutscene here to catch up on chat.
Also, Mubsy, do you know offhand what each runner's PB is approximately?
Bono's is, I believe, a 1440, and Cruxer's is a 1513.
Okay, so very, very close.
Yeah, 33 seconds apart. I already looked those two things up beforehand. So this is the part where you think you're done the cutscene, but then you're not quite done the cutscene because Sheik still wants to talk to you for a while. But after this part here, there's a pretty good solid chunk of gameplay in the middle of the run.
And also, since today they're both on VC, there shouldn't be any run divergence, should there?
No, they're both running pretty much the exact same route. They might do a few different strats here and there, but ultimately they're going to be doing the same things and in the same order. So the quickest way out from here is just to save warp out. You can get out by avoiding out and dying, but that's a lot slower. So it's a lot quicker and easier to just save the game and you warp to the other side of the door that's still there. It doesn't look like the door is visually there, but then when you get closer, it snaps to being there. So coming up is the part here where you really know if you have a run or not. if you can get past Shadow Temple, then you've got like a little glimmer of hope. Because there's some pretty difficult tricks that all happen in quick succession here. But right now would be a great time for anyone to get in their Dampé predictions, because both runners are about to go into Dampé, so maybe you can fire them back to back or in the same comment or something.
Yeah, and Mubsy, what are you predicting that their Dampé times will be today?
I'm predicting a 47 and a 49. I haven't decided from who yet. I'm gonna go with Bono gets the 47.
Yeah, Bono's haven't been having a very solid run, although Cruxer has as well. And it does look like they're about 14 seconds apart based on the Dampé times.
Bono was playing it close to the edge there. Almost got a 46, but I was right for Bono. We'll see if what Cruxer can finish with. Also a 47.
Yeah, both getting a very solid time for Dampé.
Yeah, that's impressive to see. I don't know if we've had both runners get 47s in the tournament yet, so that's definitely a spectacle to behold. So now, since we don't have the Song of Time, we're actually going to get crushed by that moving door, and it'll just send us back to the beginning of the grave, which, if we were to not hop back through, then we'd be stuck on that other side. There's no way out other than resetting the game, so quite slow. But fortunate that you can just crush yourself at the door. So Bonooru just did hookshot jump, and it looks like Cruxer is about to do it too. Basically, you need to wait for 3 bobs of his head here, and he does get it as well. And you can preserve your upwards momentum from the hookshot and get up onto the seam. And then they get infinite sword glitch so that they don't fall down, allowing them to make it all the way to the back where Shadow Temple is here. And then they side hop over the loading zone for everything down here, so there's normally a door blocking you from getting into here that you'd have to light torches for, and that's just not there anymore.
And isn't that also a trick where if you fail it, you could lose time as well in the run?
Yeah, if it's pretty easy to succeed with that, but the actual hookshot jump itself is a 2-frame trick as well, so it's not too difficult in the grand scheme of things. But if you screw up the bad way and go early, you can lose like 10 or 15 seconds, but nothing too major.
Yep, but from what I've seen, sometimes it's all those little second losses that add up to be a run killer.
Yeah, it definitely can pan out to be that way. Whoa. Hello?
Hello?
Oh,
Oh,
there you are.
okay. I'm here. I'm just on push to talk now, and I'm hoping that it makes my audio a little bit better than having the mic pick up.
Yeah, I just had either my internet blew up or something else blew up. I'm not quite sure, so I'm back now.
Well, welcome back. Okay,
Well, I
thanks,
missed
Bar.
everything of all the most important parts here, but it looks like they both did it all successfully, so they're both like almost 10-15 seconds behind, which is impressive because that's a very difficult segment. Oh no, sounds like maybe they did the nut boss key skip as well. I'm sad I missed that. Oh, he didn't do the nut. Oh, that's a shame. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I think today that do you think that they're going to beat Risk It, or they're going to try and play it a little bit safe since it is the semifinals?
I would think they're gonna go with whatever's comfort to them, so maybe not the safest strats, but whatever's quick and consistent for them because they know they can't just get rid of all the hard tricks because they're never gonna win like that, so they need to balance sort of what's doable and what's consistent.
Yeah, risk and
Uh,
reward.
yeah, exactly. So while I wasn't here, what both runners did is they did a low height ground clip through the corner of the room there, and landed in the room right before the boss key door, and then did a boss key skip by doing a ledge clip and getting hit by a bomb chew at the same time, which knocks them out of bounds towards the door and hits the door loading zone just barely. So that was that black magic there. Sabano is out, making his way towards bombs next. So the next place he needs to go is to Dongo's Cavern. And bombs are going to be useful for quite a few things throughout the rest of the run. Mostly because we don't have that many bomb chews. And bomb chews are quite scarce normally in the game. The only way to get a lot of them quickly is to RBA them, which is banned in the rule set for this run, so there's not many bomb chews for them to have at their disposal.
Yeah, I've also noticed that running out of bombs can also lose you time if you have to go and try and farm bombs somewhere.
Yeah, some places are a little worse than others to run out of bombs. Towards the end of the run, it's definitely worse. Earlier on, it's usually not so bad, but sometimes you can get trolled for quite some time.
And that's another place where RNG can come into factor as well if you don't find it, try and farm bombs where you normally can and you can't find any.
Yep, I mean, sometimes you get them like first rock you try to get them from, and sometimes you go through, 20 or 30, sometimes more, so it can very much vary and affect the time of your run. But hopefully neither runner needs to bank on them. Now both runners did get the safety heart, so it looks like they're both going to be playing it a little safe. which I do respect. It makes the rest of the run a lot easier. A lot harder to die in a few spots. And the main reason we're doing this as adult is because it's a lot faster to do this dungeon as adult. We don't need to complete the dungeon, we're just here to get bombs. So we can skip most of the dungeon by just being taller, which allows for a few precise jumps, well, one precise jump and one just climbing up. So Bono just got the somewhat precise jump. It's actually pretty lenient. So it looks like Bono stretched his lead to maybe 20 seconds at least by now. Just a couple of little errors here and there by Cruxer.
This is definitely the matchup where you have to have a very clean run and hope that RNG doesn't troll you.
Yeah, most definitely. But it's not over yet. There's still a lot of big tricks that could happen. And go one way or the other. Mainly Spirit Temple. The main thing I would expect maybe to have difficulties with is Spirit Hover itself. The rest of the temple is pretty, not easy, but it's usually pretty consistent for runners at this level.
And I've also seen runners getting trolled by, I believe it's called a Gwei.
Yep, the Gwei. As long as you're really quick, you've got no excuse for getting hit by the Gwei, but I mean, he can troll even the best of runners when you think he's gonna come in and he doesn't, so you waste a bunch of time, or if he knocks you down because you think you have time to get a hover off.
And doesn't it also affect you if you had just used some bombs for the Spirit Hover and then you end up losing those bombs and need to redo the Spirit Hover?
Yeah, well the main thing is you need bomb shoes to do Spirit Hover to unlock your camera. So if you've already used all your bomb shoes, then you're just screwed on doing Spirit Hover anymore. So you have to go through the bottom of the dungeon instead. Whereas bombs, if you run out, then yeah, you go farm a couple of them from the rocks until you have enough. So this part of the run is pretty straightforward. They're just getting magic because they're going to need magic to fire light arrows. And it also makes quick spinning nicer. Looks like Bonooru got hit by something there. That was a little awkward. Generally, you try to backflip into the boulder, which should have a sculpture in it. And that'll do some of the damage required to get you down in health for the next trick coming up. Yeah, Cruxer did it normally. I'm not quite sure what happened to Bonooru there. But this part of the run is usually one of the most consistent parts of the run, I'd say. So they're just making their way towards Minuet right now. And the whole reason is just so that they can return and get Bow later. But it just works out to be a little faster to grab it now. Looks like Maida was being a jerk to both of them.
Yeah. So that Mito skip issue cost him just a little bit of time.
Yeah, Maido's on this like animation cycle kind of, and if you can just fail the trick with the right angle over and over and over, so it's just really annoying. But both runners set up to adjust their angles a little bit. So what they're doing now is they're entering the minuet cutscene while dying, and that'll give them the minuet, a forced song, but they won't have to watch the cutscene, which is kind of the theme of the run. And then they're going to save and don't continue here, and that'll allow them to just get back to Temple of Time, which makes getting to Garuda Valley, which is the next stop, a little quicker. The main reason being that Shadow Temple and Spirit Temple are the only two dungeons that are checked for to see if they're completed to give you the light arrows and subsequently beat the game. So those are the only two dungeons that we're going to complete. So Bonooru gets a nice Huss. Cruxer gets a nice Huss.
And what exactly is a Hess?
A hyper-extended super slide, so you can maintain the recoil speed you get backwards from the bomb by being in the ESS position, or extended super slide position, which is when you just barely touch the joystick, and normally if you do it like standing in place, Link would just turn. And so basically you can roll into a bomb, shield the damage, and preserve that backwards momentum, and it goes very, very fast. Goes 18 units of speed, which is the quickest normal movement of travel in the game. Bonner is going for the low high ground clip gate skip here. Ooh, I think he over buffered. That'll give some time for Cruxer to catch up here for sure.
About how much of a time loss is that?
Probably 20 seconds at least.
Oh, so a significant amount actually with how close they both are.
Yeah, just because there's all the time that's already been invested into the trick. And looks like Cruxer gets it perfectly, so
Yeah,
Cruxer actually takes the lead.
Yeah, that's very nice for Cruxer. That's definitely a game changer.
See if both runners get full wasteland tests. Very tense part here. This is like probably the most. Oh, Cruxer voided. And just like that, his lead was lost.
So are they pretty much neck and neck now?
No, Bonner is probably 15 seconds ahead at least.
Okay, so he basically gained back the time with Cruxer failing.
Yeah, and actually it'll be a little bit more, because Cruxer is just not going for full wasteland test, he's just doing a half wasteland and running the rest of the way, so he's going to take a little bit of a time loss there to make sure he doesn't void out one more time.
Oh, yeah, plus he's also down to 1 heart too. This would be a bad time to die in the game.
Yeah, so it looks like Bonooru gets it by hover and had 12 explosives, which should be enough.
Yeah, it looked like the Gwei was going to try and troll him, but he avoided that.
Yeah, with that Gui there, you normally hover off of. It's called Gui hover, and you can skip using a bomb to get near initial hover by backflipping with ISG onto the Gui.
Ooh, Cruxer's down to half a heart.
Health doesn't really matter here. Unless you fail and blow up. But standard super slide from Bonooru, everything there looks good. Alright, the Gray was somewhat of a jerk, but not like game-ending jerk. But yeah, once you kill this Naboo Knuckle or Iron Knuckle here, you get a bunch of hearts from the pedestal, so your health doesn't really matter at this point here. So nice execution from both runners. Like it's obviously a pretty close race right now.
Yep.
Bonooru does have a decent head start, or not head start, a bit of a lead, but
Yeah, the execution of both these runners today has been really, really good.
Bonooru got really good RNG on the Armos here for the bombs, so we'll see what the luck situation. Oh, I think I saw a fair number coming down for Cruxer too. 2, that's not bad. He can probably get by with 17 and not have to reload the one room, or with 16.
Yeah, it looks like Bonooru has just a few more bombs than Cruxer does at the moment.
Well, Cruxer's gonna grab the pot in here at least once, but maybe twice. Or he's gonna get it twice. If you open up the pot but don't pick up the contents, it won't delete the insides of it yet, so you can farm that for more bombs. So it looks like we didn't cover most of some pretty important stuff here, but Cruxer's doing it right now. So this is Statue Climb, where you can skip most of the temple by just getting up into the head here and hookshotting onto the gate, and then getting a low height ground clip off of the staircase hover here to clip through the boss key door. And Bonooru is now going through Naboo Knuckle Skip. Does get it, which that part there, if you fail it, can lose like 3-4 minutes, just because it sends you back to the beginning of the temple. But does succeed. Should see Cruxer go for it now. So basically you're gonna do 9 power curve stabs that each do 4 damage, because the Naboo Knuckles got 40 health. So that'll do the first 36.
Yep, and Bonooru coming up on his potentially Troll Rover scene.
Looks like Cruxer had a bit of a scary situation. I thought he had failed the run, and died there, but it looks like he just kind of missed where he was going to go to hook shot and had to abandon all hope and just slash through Nibiru Knuckle for the final hit instead of doing the actual skip. So that just wastes like 30-40 seconds. Plus the time it's cost to set up, so maybe closer to 40. Meanwhile, Bonooru is doing pretty well against Trollroba, although Trollroba is... Oh, her positioning was living up to her name, but she was actually being pretty nice with actually shooting. Oh, is he getting a double? So Bonooru actually had really good luck there. Is it going to make it hard for Cruxer to catch up?
Yeah, it's gonna depend on Cruxer's RNG with Troll Rover.
Yeah, I mean, Bonooru got a double, which is pretty much, you're not going to do much better than that. It's the likelihood of a triple is like, I don't know, 1 in 1,000, probably less. But based on how many times I've seen this fight and how many times I've seen a video of a triple.
Yeah, so very small chance.
Yeah, exactly. But a double is like pretty not common, but not uncommon. And you're probably not gonna have a better fight than that, especially because Cruxer had some issues here and had to dodge some of the fire off of the platform there, so definitely not gonna get the ideal four and done. As you can see, sometimes you think she's gonna shoot, but now she's shooting, so it's not that bad. It looked like she was gonna troll for a little longer there.
Yeah, it looks like Cruxer's moving around a lot just to position himself.
On the outside.
Yeah, instead of being able in one spot, being able to go through it more quickly.
Yeah, he basically generally want to try to stick to near the corners, and everything's going to be usually alright. So now Cruxer is firing the hook shot right before he gets hit, and that's actually going to reset Trollroba to move a little faster. So this cutscene after this one here takes a little while, like 45 seconds, and then there's about another minute-long cutscene once you go into the blue warp. So Bonooru is just finishing that cutscene up, and Cruxer is still way back, just finishing the infamous Myanus cutscene.
up, see him. Yeah,
Yes.
I did see on the restream. About how far apart do you think they are at this point in time?
Um, about a minute, minute 20 maybe.
Is that doable to catch up, or is it pretty much?
Um, there's no big like run killers. You'd need to have a really bad force temple from Bonooru, which probably isn't going to happen, or something bad to go happen in Ganondorf's castle. That's slightly more likely, I would say.
With the rock slide?
With the rocks coming down and killing him. But I think that, or maybe Ganondorf or Devil Knuckles are like the best chances for Cruxer to make that time back.
Mm-hmm.
So Bonner is making his way into the first Stalfos room here. This one cooperates pretty well. Ooh. Pretty low health. For Bonner opting to get at least one heart. Bonner having a little bit of trouble with this ledge flip. Does get it now though. Meanwhile, Cruxer goes for the nifty strat to get up there. Bonner gets the mega jump. So basically, by equipping the bomb, the hover boots at the same frame that the bomb explodes, or one of the frames like afterwards actually, you can get a large amount of speed and you jump and go quite a bit further than normal. And now using ground jumps, which can be stored by trying to pick up a bomb when you have your shield out. Link will actually jump when you try to backflip or side hop, and while backflipping it actually gives them enough height to reach up and grab a lot of these blocks here. Really nice Stalfos from Cruxer.
Yeah, that was really good.
They're another RNG factor that can come into play. See if Cruxer fares better with this block than Bonooru did. Yeah, quite a bit better. Gets it second try. And Bonooru kills his Stalfos, and we'll be getting the bow next. Stalfos are not something you're likely to die to, but if you do, it'll cost you a lot of time. So you have to be right on the edge when you're jumping for those blocks for whatever reason. Cruxer just had a bit of an issue where he wasn't all the way in the corner, which is why his one jump failed and didn't go all the way up.
And about how much time of a loss was that?
To fail in that, 5 seconds.
So not bad, but still everything's been adding up today.
Yeah, it all adds up. The biggest thing I'd say has been Naboo Knuckle cutscene skip, and also the Wasteland Hess. If he had gotten that Wasteland Hess, then it'd be a lot closer. Opting to get a heart there just so he doesn't have enough potential of getting one shot. Not playing nice for him.
Oh, that's
Oh,
really
no.
bad. That's really bad.
Oh no, that's exactly what I was talking about. That can be like a 5-6 minute time loss. Because you have to do the entire temple again, everything you just did basically, except for killing a set of stall posts and collecting the keys. But you have to do almost the entire temple again.
Oh yeah, that's really bad.
And it looks like he might, I don't know if he's throwing in the towel right now. Yeah, he's forfeited
Oh, we
from the
did.
race.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay. I'm going to switch over to Bonooru's audio so that we have some audio.
Yeah,
We may have some mic, just to let you know.
some clickety-clack at the controller.
Quand même finir. Ah ouais, là je pense qu'il y a moyen de faire genre une 16, ce qui serait vraiment solide de ouf pour une race. Ah, il a tué le bubble dans le puits. Ah, ok.
So he's basically, I'll try to catch up to where he is now that I don't have a secondary race to kind of fall back on. After getting Bow,
Ouais. Voilà,
you save warp,
Rip Cruxer.
which will put you back into Temple of Time if you're not in a dungeon. So after doing that, it's loaded him up in Temple of Time, and Temple of Time said, hey, I've got Shadow Medallion and Spirit Medallion, so I'm going to play the Light Arrow cutscene now. So that's basically where Bonooru's at. He's just collecting the Light Arrows now.
And what kind of time are you predicting overall for Bonooru?
Quand même essayer de bien finir.
It's hard to say, probably like 116, 117.
Merci Blue Guy.
I'm still really good time.
Du coup, bah j'ai gagné.
Yeah, but Cruxer may have forfeited
meilleur
this
bracket.
round, but that just means that he's now
Quel
going into
adversaire.
the losers finals now against CMA,
Du coup, je dois le battre.
and the winner of that will
fois,
be
je pense,
facing
au bout
up
de
again against
enfin, si ça
Bonooru
marche comme d'habitude.
in the winners finals. So
Merci, merci.
I promise you the cutscene is just about over. I think it has like 10 to 20 seconds left. Zelda just has to get sucked into the air and then taken away to Ganondorf's castle. And then Ganondorf is going to say ha 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 ha. And then Link is going to get control again.
Nice, Paolito. Profite bien, mec. Merci de passer en tout cas. Merci.
Alright, there's not many cutscenes left in the run, but most of the ones that there are all revolve around being boss cutscenes.
Oh bah non, j'ai plus aucun stress. Hein. Plus aucun stress. Quand tu sais que t'as gagné déjà. 12 bombes, c'est beaucoup.
And now that he's watched the light arrow cutscene and gotten the light arrows from watching that cutscene there, the game will spawn the rainbow bridge here.
C'est plus grand chose.
Which you could hover over, but you'd probably have to find bombs somewhere to do so. So this just works out to be a lot easier and quicker.
Je peux peut-être battre mon
But there
PB
are other categories where
une 17-40, un truc comme ça. Je pense que je peux battre ça avec
where you can't make it across that bridge and you have to hover across, so worth noting that we do get the bridge in this category. So nice staircase hover over the barrier wall there to get into the actual Ganondorf's castle, or the climb here. Really nice dinos from Bonooru.
Yeah, Bonooru's having a really great run today.
Je suis con en fait, je disais que CMA ça allait être mon adversaire, mais il y a Cruxer aussi. Enfin, il est pas encore éliminé du tournoi lui aussi. Ce sera soit Cruxer, soit CMA du coup. Arrête de tourner là. Relou lui.
Decent enough stealth post, nothing too great or horrible about them there.
Mais en vrai, je devrais avoir du temps pour venir à Paris un week-end. Faudrait qu'on voie.
No interview from Cruxer today, just to let everyone know.
And I imagine we probably won't have one from Bonooru just because he doesn't speak that much English.
But I will ask anyways in IRC.
Yeah.
After he's done, obviously.
Il va falloir. Salut Polo. Ah, mon gars, s'il vient, moi je viens.
Alright, let's see if he can get the Hess to impress. Yes, he can. And I am impressed.
But the big question is he going to get a kiss or two from Zelda today?
Hopefully he gets at least a solo kiss. But with his bomb count, he could probably go for the double kiss. So this is one of the longer cutscenes that's left in the run here.
About how long is it?
I'm not quite sure how long this one is.
This one
is mysteriously and mysteriously long, but I'm not quite sure.
Ça devrait être genre mi-août ou quoi.
Usually I'm like trying to focus and keep my heart rate in check, because if you're at this point of your run, you're normally on PB pace, or at least on a decent run.
Yeah, neither runner was showing their splits today.
Début août.
Yeah, I think like a lot of top runners, a lot of the time don't use splits.
En général, en vrai, c'est début août.
Because it's all a mindset thing. Good Ganondorf
3
fight.
août, ok. Merci NH.
So Ganondorf has green blood because they're on WBC, which means it has to be version 1.2. Since that was the only released version for it. And that one has all the blood changed to green blood
Ouais, j'aime bien le
to
foot, ouais.
keep an E rating.
J'ai pas, bah en France, j'ai pas vraiment de. Je supporte pas vraiment quelqu'un en particulier. J'aime bien regarder le PSG, enfin j'aime bien regarder les grosses équipes quoi. Les grosses équipes. Mais bon. Voilà, je supporte pas non plus quelqu'un en particulier quoi. Enfin, j'aime bien le PSG, mais je vais pas non plus m'appeler supporter du PSG quoi. Parce que voilà, j'ai jamais été voir un match au Parc des Princes et tout. J'aime bien regarder quoi.
But yeah, I'd say he could probably get like a really high 117 to low 118 right now.
Yeah, it's been a really good,
J'ai pas vraiment
pretty
d'équipe.
clean run
J'aime bien juste
today.
regarder les beaux matchs.
Yeah, I'm
En
just.
France ou en Europe.
It's kind of hard without splits up to judge exactly when the race is
SMS,
gonna
les gars
be
ils sont en
over,
Ligue 1 en
but
plus.
I would expect him to
Franchement,
be
je vais aller voir
done
Metz PSG.
pretty soon.
Et d'autres matchs d'ailleurs. Allô?
No rock troll for him. So it gets the Void Warp. Oh, he's going for the double kiss.
C'est une bonne pace
And
quand
he
même.
gets it.
Putain, c'est quasiment.
You got your wish,
76 pace.
Noé. Not one, but
116,
two
vraiment easy.
kisses.
Yep, it's going for the swag strats today.
Ouais, non, ce sera pas une 15.
I think it saves like a tiny bit of time, technically. Not much at all. Not enough to be worth 2 bombs, but if you have them, you might as well use them.
Ah bah, chacun ses goûts, hein, Polo. Je comprends que certaines personnes n'aiment pas le foot.
So now that he's got everything he needs to defeat
Tennis, ouais,
Ganondorf,
c'est cool en vrai le tennis aussi.
or Ganon, he's skipped the whole castle basically by hitting a loading zone at the same time he voided out, which allowed him to change the map he was on but keep the same coordinates as if he had voided out, which allowed him to kind of fall down out of bounds and skip most of the interior of the castle.
Do you know offhand what the tourney record was? Someone in chat's asking about it.
I'm not sure, but I think it was Bonooru who did it. I think it was like a
Il m'a dit
116 and change.
Dommage.
Alright, and Bonooru gets the important super slide there.
Best mode de Twitch, mon gars.
What that super slide does is it allows you to stay in a busy state and keep your sword for the first cycle of Ganondorf. Or Ganon, sorry.
Ouais,
And
Cloud, je sais pas.
that allows you to
Enfin, ça
finish
a
him
mal
off in
commencé,
3
mais
hits for the first
je me suis fait
cycle
choper par
instead
les
of
gardes et tout.
10 hits. And the 10 hits are a lot slower too,
Ah non, non.
since you can't just roll between his legs.
Merci Cloud.
So this whole time he's still holding shield. And then he releases it, and as you can see, he was able to keep his Master Sword. Which means that this only takes 3 hits here instead of 10 hits.
Tac.
And then he'll go collect another Master Sword.
Alright.
That's a pretty good time. I don't think it's going to be quite sub 16 or 116, but
14-10.
no, not quite sub 116, but it's still definitely a very nice time. 116-10, yeah.
1-16-10, le temps officiel de l'IRC.
And with that, get your GGs into chat for Bonooru with having actually a really great time today.
Franchement, c'est putain de solide pour une race. 1h16 et 10 secondes en plus, c'est un low 1-16.
And I did
Je me
ask
suis fait choper par les
Bonooru
gardes et tout le
if he
bordel.
would join us for an interview. I'm waiting to hear back from him.
Bah là, ouais, bah, j'ai gagné le winner bracket déjà. Il me reste un seul match à gagner du coup pour gagner le tournoi si j'ai pas de conneries. Bah allez, je vais aller faire l'interview. Wait, attends, non, je dis de la merde en fait. Non, là c'est la demi-finale. Maintenant je suis en finale du coup. Et la finale c'est le winner du loser bracket en
Actually,
fait.
it looks like he will be joining us.
Oui, du coup, ben, c'est quand même un match qui me reste à faire. Donc je suis encore en winner. Lui, il doit sûrement me battre 2 fois vu qu'il est en loser. Enfin, le gagnant de Cruxer contre CM.
I don't have that many questions, but
Okay. Well, it's still
Just
nice to
'cause-
hear from
Il doit
him how
gagner
he
qu'une seule
felt
fois,
about
je
the
pense,
run.
pour gagner.
yeah, exactly. Just because normally I'd focus on what what things could have gone a little
Merci,
better in the run,
bisous.
but his run
Et le
was
stream, si vous voulez
apart
entendre
from
l'interview,
like
je vais aller
guards
sur
and
GSR, donc, si
and
vous voulez
the
entendre,
low head ground
allez
clip
sur
for
le
gate
GSR,
skip.
du coup.
Like there's not many things that
Mais, ouais,
he
merci
had
aussi.
go wrong for him. Period.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to switch to the interview scene while we wait for Bonooru. It looks like he just went offline as well. And I'm going to bring him in. GG's, Bonooru. That was a great run. A very impressive time.
Thanks. Hey.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, that run was definitely something that's going to make a statement for anyone who's trying to think about beating you in the grand finals.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about this time. It actually started like kind of bad when I got caught with, at guards and stuff, but the adult section was pretty okay.
Yeah, I think
No major
apart
mistakes.
from I think apart from gate skip going a little
Ouais.
bad. I think the adult section was pretty much flawless.
Yeah, pretty happy.
So who do you think's gonna take it between Cruxer and CMA? Do you have any thoughts going into that one?
I'm not sure. Like, both are really good, so can be anyone's game for sure. I can't tell. I'd like to race both of them though, for sure.
Yeah, it'd be good to have a rematch that actually goes the distance, but I mean, if CMA is the better man too, then he might be giving you a run for your money too. So is there any other thoughts you had about your race or anything you wanted to talk about?
Not really. Not really.
Is there any strats that you did that you don't normally do, or that you might do in the next race?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to do all skips. Like, so far I've skipped them because it's actually like kind of risky. You can miss the cycle if you do them. Well, if you fail them, especially the first one. So I'm not sure. I'll think about it if I want to do them or not. But other than that, I think I'm just gonna like keep those strats.
Yeah, no new nut boss key skip or anything like that.
No, I think I'll just stay like this.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
again, a really great run, and I guess unless we don't have any further questions, anyone in chat have any questions? Okay, well, I guess we're going to call it bring everything to a close, and hopefully the upcoming matches will be scheduled soon. So we'll keep you updated on that. But other than that, I think I'm probably going to send out everyone off to and Don't Scream, the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Accessible Weekly, the EU Weekly. So with that, just want to thank everyone for joining us, and hopefully you have a good day, night, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. And again, thanks very much to Mubsy for doing commentary again. And I guess it wasn't so bad joining him today, keeping him company for the most part.
And I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for the restream, guys.
Yeah, thanks. And as I said, I hope to be able to do the final restreams as well. So thanks, everyone. Take care.
See you.
Thanks again. Take care, everyone.